Hey, what's up, everybody? DDO44 coming at you with another video. All right, so even though it's revisionist at this point, we're still doubling back to Dan Hurley because information came out via him, straight from the horse's mouth, that he spoke to LeBron James, and LeBron said if he was in LA, he would definitely have his support. So that's hopefully something that can maybe get him here in the future. Maybe, I don't know. Like I said, it's revisionist at this point. He's gone. He's gone for 6 years at least. But I did like that LeBron at least did that. That's what I wanted Bron to do, is at least, reach out to the man, let him know, hey, I'm in the house, you know what I mean? And I want you here, or I support the organization bringing you in, or at least, hey, how you doing? Good luck, or something, and that's what Bron did. That's exactly what I was hopeful he would do. He's not a part of our organization. He's a free agent. That's what we need to understand about LeBron James at this moment. Now, do we think he's going to resign? I think most people think he will resign. But the point is, he's not. So he worded it a certain way. If I were in LA, you would have my support. But right now, he's a free agent. And so I appreciate him doing that as a Laker fan, because at least we know he tried to help us get our guy. And if it didn't work, it didn't work. No biggie. But at least it wasn't one of them situations where Bron didn't reach out, or he didn't talk to Bron, or whatever the way it would be, to where he didn't know if Bron would welcome him. All I wanted Bron to do was make sure that he knew that he would be welcome, and that's the most important part of the job there. So kudos to the king for coming through in that way. Also, Dan Hurley said that he would have likely have taken the job if it would have been a different number on the table as far in regards to the finances. He doesn't know what the number would be that would have made him say, okay, I'm gonna do it, but finances did play into the factor. So that wasn't a reigning endorsement for the LA Lakers, unfortunately, because we were hopeful that they had put their grandfather offer on the table. I guess the best way to word my thought is, you would hope that he would have said, no matter what they put on the table, I would have said no. But that ain't the truth. It's just what they said, what they gave him, or offered him rather, he said no to. So for those who said finances had something to do with his decision, I think he just said it too. I think he essentially just said, if they'd have put too much money on the table, I couldn't have turned it down. And so there you go, man. I don't think the Lakers really wanted to hire Dan Hurley. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't really think so, man. Now, why they wouldn't want to hire Dan Hurley is alarming. I mean, that they wouldn't want to hire him is alarming. Why, I don't know. Well, I think I know. I think they wanted to hire JJ. And I think it was always about hiring JJ. But some stuff don't have to be done if you get a better opportunity. It's just like this, man. If I'm getting ready to, and I always use a car analogy, if I'm getting ready to buy a car, I found my favorite car, the car I want, and I got it for the price I'm looking for. But then somebody shows me an even better car, and it's maybe a little more, but same price range, I'm going to want the better car. Whatever the hell I wanted, it's been upgraded in my mind, because now I know I can get something better. That should have been what this was. That should have been what this was. Of course, we wanted JJ for all of our political reasons. Clutch, Bron, all that. But Dan Hurley came along. And so, no, once you see something better come along, you don't use that something better as a means of justifying what you truly want to do. You take the better thing. I don't want people to think that I actually wanted my favorite car when something better came along at the same price. So let me pretend like I'm gonna buy this car that's better than the one I want in every way, so that, and then not buy it. Say that I couldn't come to a deal for it, so I can double back and get the car that I wanted, which wasn't better than what was in front of me. Like, who's gonna do that? No one's gonna do that. If it's just about your ego, and you just want what you want, regardless if it's better or worse, I want what I want, then that's one thing. But if I'm LeBron James, Dan Hurley come along, I'm gonna tell JJ, thank you, man, but I got a better coach possible for my situation. Yeah, we wanted you, but like, we out. And so that's what I'm saying. I think the Lakers messed up there. You want to hire JJ Redick? Cool, hire JJ Redick. But when a better coach comes along, you don't not hire that coach because you're still stuck on JJ Redick. No, you hire that damn coach. Even JJ Redick was enamored with Dan Hurley. When the hell wouldn't... That's just my logic, man. I don't really know what's going on behind the scenes or why people are hell-bent on doing things a certain way. They're doing this dance with Dan Borrego, knowing damn well they're not hiring him either. It's just a bunch of smoke screens so they can hire JJ. And my thing is, but JJ's not the better coach of the three. Dan was. So, like, why are we trying so hard to do something that's not better than what it was that's on the tape? I'm not going to take something I think is good, I really like, over something that's flat out the best thing ever. I'm never going to do that, man. Just because I had my mind set on getting something specific? Nah, man. I really want a Ford Taurus or whatever, just for example. And then somebody offers me a Ferrari. No, because I want my Ford Taurus. You idiot, you can buy 6 Ford Tauruses. But a damn Ferrari Sport. I don't know. Whatever, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm thinking wrong. I don't know. But it just seems to me that you would want the better thing. And even if it was like you intended to do something different, once something better comes along, you just kind of shift your mind and go with the better thing. So that's what that is, man. That's what I did with Hurley. When I found out Hurley was on the table, it's like, whoa, shit. Who was this guy? He did what? Oh, hell yeah. Get him in. That's it. The end. And we lowballed him so he wouldn't take the job. Just like it's rumored the Lakers did with Ty Lue. They didn't really want him to take the job, so they lowballed him on the years. Like, why don't you want good things? Why don't you? Whatever. So that's really what it is, man. It's just one more thing that just doesn't work in regards to this Laker front office, man. We're looking at this front office and we see them making decisions that are counterproductive in several ways. They're making life hard on themselves by behaving this way. It just doesn't speak to them being the right people in place right now for the job, man. And we've been saying that for a couple years now, but now it's like, all right. So you're trying to tell me all you had to do was throw a couple more dollars of cash on the table and you would have had this guy? And it doesn't even eat away at your cap? You could actually have given him $15 million a year and it wouldn't have taken away none of your cap space. But now we're about to double back and hire JJ Redick, only to probably fire him in 2 years when he doesn't do what we know Dan Hurley likely will. This is the same logic I had in regards to a job that I had once. So I was driving around as a security guard, riding around in a cart. And this is documented because I had my channel back then. I was telling y'all about this. There was a cart that they had that kept breaking down. They kept using the same damn company over and over again. The thing would break down every month or so. The brakes were bad. So it was one of them situations where one time I was riding this damn cart and on the property was a hill that you had to go up. And the brakes failed me as I was on that hill. Now, mind you, this is the marina. What's behind me is water. It's street. It's a big, steep hill, street, and water. Now, I was able to stop this thing somehow or swerve in such a way so that the inertia didn't actually push me back into the street and into the water. But nevertheless, the brakes failed on me when I was going up the thing. So my thinking was, all right, let's call the company to get it fixed. Now, I didn't know that the company that they gave us in our little security phone to fix the cart was not the company that they had agreed to use. I just called the number that was in there. Now, granted, it wasn't my money to do that with, and that was the problem. I ended up getting fired for that. But the reasoning behind them being so unhappy with me calling that company is because they had an agreement to continue to work with a company that wasn't properly fixing the thing permanently. Would it not have made them more sense to use the company I used to have fixed it that one time so that they didn't have to keep getting it fixed? Y'all see the analogy? You use a company that continues to send you back a cart that they likely rigged to be broken every month so you keep coming back to them. Even though it costs a little more money to use the other company, you wouldn't have to ever go back and get the cart fixed for at least another 6 months, maybe even a year if you would have went with the better, more durable, fixer-upper company. Rather than these idiots that keep on taking advantage of your stupidity because they have you having it getting fixed at a lesser price, but you come in more frequently. You see the analogy? You see the analogy? Because that's us with these coaches every 2 damn years. So we keep on hiring these little rinky-dink coaches that we're going to fire every 2 years instead of investing the right money into a coach that you know you're going to keep. A guy like Hurley that you know you're going to keep. Even if things go wrong with Bron, you still going to want this coach in place because of what he brings to the table. But nah, we're going to keep on hiring these little scapegoat coaches. And we have to keep paying them every year. It's like, damn, Jeannie, don't you realize that you are doing the same thing that my company did? You're not saving any money because you have to keep on buying these coaches, hiring these coaches, and you keep on paying them past their tenure. You do better giving $20 million a year to a guy you know you ain't going to fire. Rather than keep getting these coaches that you can pay $6 a year, $6 million a year, that you're going to fire before the years is up. Same exact logic, in my opinion. Same exact logic. And I got fired because I called the company that made it so that they didn't have to fix that damn cart anymore. You know, I talked to my superior and I asked him, had that cart been broken since I had it fixed? He said, no, it was a year later. A year later, it still hadn't broken since I had them have it fixed by a company that actually did right by them. They fired me for something that ended up saving their stupid asses money. Truth be told. So I'm telling all of y'all, don't get screwed. Laker Nation or in your private life. Sometimes you get what you pay for. And sometimes if you pay for the wrong thing at a lesser price, you're going to keep buying it over and over. You get cheap shoes, they fall apart after 3 months. You're going to keep buying them over and over again. You end up spending that much more money in the long run. You would have did better spending a little more for more durable stuff. And so as it pertains to this coaching search, the Lakers keep hiring these weak coaches that they ain't no damn good. They know they ain't no good when they hire them. And they want to fire them in 2 years. That's why you have the reputation for being so bad. It's not because you keep getting rid of good coaches. It's because you keep hiring bad ones. Rookies with a timeline that means win now. Stuff like that. It's like, how many rookie coaches y'all gonna try? Did it work with Luke Walton? Hell no. Did it work with this guy Darvin? Of course not. But you're gonna keep hiring rookie coaches, huh? With LeBron James attached to it. Nonsense, bro. And while Dan would be a rookie in the NBA, he ain't no rookie when it comes to the overall thing because he won 2 national championships. So for me, I'm just frustrated with this nonsense. My team, it's like they don't get it. They keep making the same mistake when it comes to these coaches. And while I'm going to be fine with them hiring JJ because that's just the best option available, it didn't have to be. Now that we find out this information about Hurley having been willing to take the Laker job if they'd have just put more cash on the damn table. And as I always say, if you can't afford it, then that's the problem right there. There lies the bigger problem. If you can't afford to put cash on the table for this coach, then you obviously can't afford to do what it takes to make this team good. So you shouldn't be in place anymore. You need more money. You need to get you an investor and start and sell half of the damn stake to one of these big time investors. That's what Jeannie needs to do. And I know she don't want to do that, but it's time. It is time to start considering bringing in another investment team to help you with the funds. I know it ain't no fun, but hey, sometimes it's necessary, man. You can still keep the bus name. Look at what Mark Cuban did. He's still a face. You still see him with the Dallas Mavericks. He's still around. But when it's time to fit the bill, he has some really big money behind him so he can get these good players. Don't y'all see the correlation between him bringing in big money and now being in the finals again? Y'all don't see how that worked? He realized it became more expensive than it was back in the day when he was making the finals against Bron and them. He brought in big money. So that's what I gotta say, man. It's time for Jeannie to start thinking that way. Enough. If we can't afford to do it no more, then you got to turn it over to somebody who can, or you're not going to live up to the expectations that you're stressing yourself out and to provide. It just is what it is. It's a numbers game. Either you have it or you don't. BDL 44. Thank you all for watching. I'm out.